Tails has a weird animation there. So we're back to Knuckles and Tails. You don't really see Knuckles and Tails interacting with each other that much in the games. It's always Tails or Amy. It's always Tails or Amy interacting with Sonic. You never really get to see how they actually feel about each other, like their opinions of each other. They never really interact outside of their interactions with Sonic. So I feel like that's something that isn't really explored. Like, what does Knuckles think of Tails? What does Tails think of Knuckles, aside from thinking he's an idiot? Like, I don't know. It's good that I'm having Knuckles spend a lot of time. It's a good thing that I'm letting him spend a lot of time with Tails. And besides, I never did a Knuckles run of Sonic 3 Knuckles. So I figured this was Knuckles' time to shine. And this is the best game for Knuckles. Like, most of the time that you would explore with Knuckles in Sonic 3 Knuckles, there really wasn't much of a point to it because you never really found any hidden treasures or anything. But in this game heavily rewards you for climbing and gliding with him. Because of the way the level is designed. Like, it's more vertical than Sonic 3 Knuckles. It's like, this is the best game for Knuckles since Sonic Adventure 1. Although, even then, it was entirely based on luck whether you enjoyed his gameplay or not, and Skydeck was a terrible level for Knuckles. Like, you had the slanted, tilting ship, which screwed up your glide somehow, which really sucked. I wonder if Knuckles tilting the ship in Skydeck is what caused Sonic's level of Skydeck to tilt. Like, I mean, they were both on Skydeck at the same time, weren't they? But anyways, this is Cybertrack, and while I do think this is a good level, it does have some problems. Though it's not really until Act 3 that it becomes a bad level, and even then it's only this one section at the end of it. For the most part, I actually like this level quite a bit. It's got a lot of fast parts, and sure, the enemies are annoying. Not as annoying as the ones in Twinkle Snow or Toy Kingdom. Unfortunately, you've got these things back. Even though they change aesthetic, they still function the same way. You wait for the top part of the spring to reach the bottom, and that's when you're supposed to press the A button. Never really liked that timing minigame. I can never get it right consistently. The music of this place, it kind of sounds weird, like the GBA is running out of batteries or something. It kind of sounds off tune, but since it's a cyberspace level, it makes perfect sense that it would sound that way. Because it's a surreal thing, you know? It's creating a surreal atmosphere because it's in cyberspace. Like I like Act 1 and Act 3's version of this theme. I don't really like the background of this though. Like, the backgrounds of the cyberspace levels in the previous Advance games look really cool and pretty. This is just some white background with colored barcodes all over it. Well, I guess they changed the background for this cyberspace level to prevent seizures or whatever, because the backgrounds for the previous levels were kind of trippy. You've got anti-gravity as the most prominent gimmick of Cybertrack. Like, I don't know what it is about cyberspace levels and being all about anti-gravity. You've also got these things back, Toy Kingdom. I don't know why they decided to make them come back. They're kind of boring, waiting around on them. And that was a pretty precise spring to land on. I don't really like the blue enemies that fly around in this area. Because if you don't land on them exactly right, you might end up getting hurt. They're not like caterpillars, though. But yeah, this level remembers how to be fast, and well, it has these gimmicks. They don't have the bad collision detection of the ones from the original Sonic CD. So, I like them. Like, you run around on them and you keep moving fast on them, and you don't really get anywhere, you just run in circles. So what you've got to do on those wheels is stop and just slow yourself down and jump at exactly the right time. It's easier to deal with them than it looks. They're not that big of a problem. But yeah, Amy was pretty stalkerish in this game, wasn't she? Like, she sounded outright delusional. She was literally just... She and Knuckles were reduced to just joke characters, like punching bags for Sonic to mock. That's literally all they are. They had more depth than that in the adventure games. It's like Amy had some character development for the adventure games. Like for SA1, I mentioned before that she was all sweet and idealistic. That was her main thing, was she was the naive every girl, and she was helping save a bird because she was just that compassionate. And she wasn't completely obsessed with Sonic. And by the end of SA1, she was like, I'll make Sonic respect me, and by then it'll be too late. And then SA2 came around, and she was trying to make Sonic respect her by insisting on tagging along for the whole adventure and trying to accomplish stuff and contribute. But she wasn't really able to do it. She never went through any of the levels. Mainly because people knew that she wasn't a very good character to play. And then she talked to Shadow at the end of SA2, and she revealed that her purpose in the group was to be the heart and soul of the group. Like, her best quality was talking to other people and reasoning with them and getting them to go to the good side and stuff. Like, she did it with Gamma, convinced him not to work for Eggman anymore, and then she did it with Shadow. That was supposed to be her role in the group. She was the one doing all the talking, doing the mediator stuff. She was the heart and soul of the group. Oh yeah, Sonic and Knuckles also has the Fire Somersault. It's utterly useless. It's a good thing that you can exit out of levels by simply pressing pause and back, because you couldn't do that in Sonic Advance 1, so it really sucked choosing a level by accident. It's also, like, one of the things I hate about the top world is that it's so easy to get into an act by accident. Because you got launched into the act rings, or you jumped into them because you were running too fast. Like, I don't know why you can't just have a regular stage select instead of make it very easy to go into acts by mistake. And of course I'm playing this level of Sonic because I need to do that to unlock Cream. For some reason. At least he's fast. And of course I'm playing as Sonic and Tails because that's the best combination in the game when it comes to playing as Sonic. Because Tails can fly you around and he has this launch jump. Knuckles gimps Sonic. Well, I guess he doesn't really gimp him, it's more that Sonic gimps Knuckles. Knuckles doesn't really contribute much to Sonic. And Amy definitely hinders Sonic. And Cream is an okay combination with Sonic. Never really manages to be useful. Except in, well, a couple boss fights and... I don't know. Now the weird thing is if you press A the instant that you land on those swinging horizontal pole things, then you'll get flung upwards by them. Or what the game defines as upwards at that point in the level. Like if you're in an upside down area, then if you press A the instant that you land on those horizontal things, then you'll get flung down. Because you're supposed to be going down, you're on anti-gravity, and so down is up. So that's kind of weird. Because in this part of the level, I'm supposed to be going down. So I'm actively trying to fall down, but you have to time it exactly right to do it. I don't like when you're forced to go down. These things, it usually doesn't matter which arrow you choose. Like, it usually doesn't matter whether you mistime it or not. Usually the worst thing that happens when you mistime on the arrows is that you'll just go backwards in the level, and you'll do a little bit of backtracking to get back to where you were. Like, there's no time where pressing A at the wrong time on the arrows sends you to your death. The worst you can expect is that you have to backtrack. And the vast majority of the time, it doesn't matter what arrow you choose, either way you'll get progressed through the level. Like, the arrow at the very end of this level, it doesn't really matter which you choose. But for this one, you have to go right, because otherwise you'll backtrack. I like that they brought the electric shield back. But anyways, can you believe that Amy was supposed to be the heart and soul of the group? And now she's just reduced to a crazed fangirl, completely one-dimensional. Like, even in SA2, she was joking around with Sonic, saying that he'll have to marry her to get her to save from prison. But then she saves him anyways, even though he said that he wouldn't marry her. Because she was just joking about that. Like, it implies that it's all an act. She's not really trying to get him to marry her. She's just saying that and acting all infatuated and silly and stuff in SA2 because it makes her appear that she's not intimidated by the danger. But then Sonic Heroes came around and she tries to murder Sonic to get him to marry her. I really shouldn't have been able to clip through the floor there and get to that checkpoint with Tails, but okay. I really should have landed on that other platform. What you need to do is land on both of the platforms. You need to make it so that both of the platforms are moving. Because if I didn't have Tails there to fly me, I probably wouldn't have survived not hitting that top platform there. And if you thought that was bad, it gets worse. Much worse. The Sonic Advance games have never really been re-released on the Virtual Console outside Japan. Why is that? Apparently, it's because the Western distribution rights to the Advance games were owned by the now bankrupt company THQ, who published the games in the US. Like, you can even see the acronym THQ on the Advance 3 cartridge. So, like I found that kind of weird because, okay, the distribution rights are owned by THQ, but the game was made by DIMPS, but this is considered a Sega game. Like, how many people worked on this game other than Sonic Team? Sometimes when I'm on those platforms, like, I remember at first I was paranoid that it would lead me into a crusher ceiling, but it didn't. It doesn't really matter. Oh god. Here's the worst part of the entire level. This is so precise and specific. You gotta be really quick. Like, the problem with this section is that it's so precise and you have to be so quick about what you have to do. And when you try it out for the first time, you're gonna get stuck and not know what to do. Because, you see, this thing leads you into ceiling. And for some reason it goes on past the ceiling. Somehow. So it's easy to not get the idea when you first play this that what you're supposed to do is the platform goes up above the ceiling and you're supposed to jump onto it from the other platform that rises. And that's the only way that you can progress to the arrows that will send you to progress with the level. Like, when you first play this, you're not going to realize what you're supposed to do. So you're going to end up wandering around aimlessly. And thankfully the platforms do respawn, so you can just go back to the previous checkpoint and there they are. So here's what you have to do. Stand on the left side of this platform so that you can run at the other platform with enough momentum and jump onto it. Like, don't do what I did and make it so that you have to use Tails to fly you up to it. Thankfully, lives always respawn in this game, so you don't have to worry about that. But, look at this. You can fly with Tails, right? So you'd assume that you'd be able to use Tails to fly into the arrow thing. But you can't. For some arbitrary reason, you have to jump into it. You have to ride the platform to jump into it. And the arrow thing there, it doesn't really matter which arrow it is. Like, you can press the A button any time you want, as long as you're inside of it, you'll get into it. But yeah, what you're supposed to do is that when you're on the left platform and it's rising, you have to jump over to the right platform after it goes up through the ceiling. Like, it's a very precise area. Like, it's a very precise platforming challenge. And you're gonna screw it up a lot when you first try it out. Like, it's easy to not get the idea that, oh, the platform went through the ceiling, and so I'm still expected to use it. I hate emerald fights. Like, seriously, they're so annoying. It's so easy to get hit in them. But finally, I'm done with Act 3 of Cybertrack. I mean, for the most part, it was a fun level, but it's just that last section. And it lasted like 6.5 minutes. We never see Cream with an umbrella like that ever again. Cream is the only friend that Sonic is actually happy to see. I don't know what to think of that. I mean, he has no reason to be happy to see Amy and Knuckles, but still, that's also kind of dickish of them. But yeah, we just unlocked Cream, the most broken character in the game, last. Although, to be honest, I think that Knuckles and Tails is such a great combination that, if anything, Knuckles is the most broken character in the game. Cream breaks boss fights, but even then, she doesn't break the boss fight of this level, which is the most frustrating boss of all. And you get Cream so late that it kind of negates her usefulness.